Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. Uh, this is different from all the other videos that I have made within the last couple of years. And obviously, this is a video that obviously I've not made in a couple of years. Normally, I don't make exposing videos because honestly, most of them are with through Joshua, and Joshua always makes exposing videos on his alt account on other people, and then I kind of broke away from that, and then whatever. But uh, and I don't make exposing videos like this unless it's actually serious. And if you can tell by the title, like for me, it's up top, like right up here. But for you guys, it'll be like right down here. But this one is serious, and uh, it's talk about Brendan, the guy from our ex group member. Uh, so let me explain to you a little bit about the drama that I heard from Jackson before I add him and Kit Kat into the thing here. Uh, so if I'm gonna, so from what Jackson sent me on Discord was about the drama with Brendan, and then uh, so from what Jackson sent me, he said uh, he he said that Brendan was extremely verbally abusive towards Kit Kat, and that he also showed off his dick to Kit Kat, apparently, and then to apparently recording it to her or whatever. That's from what Jackson told me. And then once I add Kit Kat in here, she'll back up everything that Jackson sent me, and then apparently Kit hasn't said anything about it for months. And then uh, Jackson also said that that he was mad, and then he you know Brendan basically blocked all of us, and then apparently Brendan said that we're all acquaintances to him, and then and Brendan also said to Jackson to stop being a pussy to him, even though he has the right, even though Jackson has the right to. And then Brendan, and then Brendan basically betrayed all of us. Basically, just did all this stuff behind our backs and whatnot. So I'm gonna add in Kit Kat and Jackson in here to make this really more relevant, since they're the
Hey
ones.
Kay,
Yeah.
if you can, I think you should show off some evidence so
Yeah,
that people can actually, if you
yeah,
can.
yeah. So Kit Kat, uh, so I read off the stuff that Jackson just sent me here, and we're gonna need you to back up of what I just read off from what Jackson sent me on Discord here. So if you have any proof, or if you have any like something that can help us out with this, and we're gonna it'll make this all go way better.
Okay, well, I'll have to find it first of all, but I can kind of explain like what all happened in more details
Okay,
to start off with.
go ahead.
So, where should I start? So, when I first met Brendan, actually, everything was cool. Like, we were playing Roblox every day, we were having fun, whatever, on voice calls and stuff like that. Well, apparently, the first time we were on a video call, he admitted to me that, um, sorry, he admitted it to me that he, um, started to get feelings of, like, sexual feelings about me. Like, the feelings of, like, oh, um, oh, I want to do this with you in the future, or like different things like that, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
um, and I was kind of a little bit uncomfortable from that when he mentioned that, because I was like, dude, I've only known you for a few months, and this was at the time when I had known him for a few months, and I was like, dude, I'm uncomfortable about this. Like, can we just get to know each other first, please? And he was fine with that, but he still had those kind of feelings for me. And then when we got into our relationship for the first time, like at the start, it was okay, but then like a week later, he would ask me, "Hey, can I see your chest area? Like pull up your shirt or whatever. Can I see your chest area? Can I see your area down below?" And I'm like,
What the fuck?
and I'm
Jesus Christ.
and this was on a voice call too. Like we were on a video call and he was asking me this. And
God.
I was like, "Bro, you realize how much I hate that? Like I told you what happened in my first relationship with all that happening. Why would you think I want to show you that? And plus, it's only been a week in our relationship. Like what is going on? Like I don't understand." And he was still asking about that for a bit, and
Oh.
finally he stopped, at least somewhat. But he was asking for pictures every day of what I was wearing, and his comments every time that I sent him a picture of what I was wearing every day, he was like, "Your ass looks big," or like stuff like that, and all that. But the first time we were dating, one video call, and this is what Jackson mentioned earlier about like a video call one day, and I was doing my thing. We were playing Roblox, whatever, and then after a little bit, we stopped playing, and all of a sudden, like I was gone for a little bit. I had to go do something, and then I come back to the video call, and he had his junk out, and I'm like, "Sir, I never asked to see your junk. Like, excuse me." And yeah, I was very uncomfortable. I was like thinking about it all night. I was like, I couldn't sleep that night because of that. And that made me very uncomfortable. And that is the reason why I pretty much broke up with him the first time, at least.
Yeah.
And then a month or so later, I said, "Hey, or we got back together again, or whatever." And this time was horrible. Like, every day we would play some kind of game, unless you guys are streaming, of course. But every day he would yell at me for some kind of reason. Like, there was no reason for him to yell at me. Like, I would just say something like normal and he would get upset about it. Or like one time he destroyed my Minecraft building because of something that I apparently said, which I never meant it in a rude way or anything like that. He just did his own thing and destroyed my Minecraft building. And I was pretty hurt by that. I was really hurt. And every day we would get into some kind of argument. Stupid ones too. Like, he would get mad over a stupid thing that I couldn't control. And he started yelling at me. He was doing this, he was doing that, and threatening things, stuff like that. And I was like, "Sir, I'm kind of done with you." So we broke up after a bit. And ever since Chris came back, he was telling me how much he didn't trust Chris and that he didn't want me to get back together with him. Like, he was saying, "You better not get back together with him or else I'm going to be mad at you." Like, things like that. And then, so what happened the other day was I told him that Chris and I are going to get back together at some point. And he sent a message saying something about sabotaging our relationship when we start dating. And then, like 2 seconds later, after I finished reading the message and about to like say something to him, he changes his whole message to the like saying, "Oh, I'm happy about your relationship and all that," like trying to cover the sabotaging up, like the sabotaging message up. And I asked him about that. Like I said, why did you say something about sabotaging Chris and I's relationship when we get back together? And he's like, I never said that. I mistyped it. I misspelled it. I didn't mean to put that there. Um, I'm really happy for y'all's relationship or about to be a relationship, and I didn't believe him to this day. So that's pretty much my whole story about what exactly happened from the point that I met him to now. So
yeah.
Yeah. And okay, Jackson. Okay, sorry for interrupting you, Jackson, but I need to say my opinion on this. But honestly, just from what I've heard, from what from what you said, Kit Kat, honestly, I'm surprised that this true side of Brendan hasn't come up until like yesterday, because well, technically last night when Jackson actually told me about this. I'm surprised it hasn't come up until last night when it you know
Boiled
when it,
over.
when it came like to this. And I wasn't like really it's like when Jackson sent me that, I literally thought it was like, oh my god. And it's like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like, and then I tried of course I tried texting Brendan, but the last time I actually talked to Brendan was 2 days ago when like 2 days ago on the 26th when which was honestly a Saturday, and that was actually the last time I actually talked to Brendan, because I thought that like that, and then I was gonna everything was normal after that. But then last night was when the truth about Brendan fully came out, and then I was like I needed to make a video about this with you and Jackson in here, so that way we can get all the stuff in here, and then whatnot. So
oh wait,
you know,
there's another thing I wanted to mention.
go ahead.
So you know the whole conversation about the Christmas Eve thing and like the jokes that we made about doing things in bed together and all that
Yeah,
jazz?
yeah,
Okay, so we were talking about this when we weren't friends. And I said, "Look, since we're not together anymore, I don't want to do this with you or anything if it ever happened." And he said,
Oh.
"Oh, well, I've heard and seen best friends do it all the time together. Why not we do it together? And I
What the
want
fuck?
I want you to do it with me still."
Okay. I got to give my thoughts on that real quick. He has seen plenty of people do it with their best friends. People who do that with their best friends are fucking weirdos. Like, what
yeah,
the fuck? Why do you think that's normal, dude? Best friends
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
each
Honestly,
other? Like, dude.
Yeah, I just found that really strange and weird.
yeah. And honestly, like Kit Kat, I'm surprised that like I'm surprised you kept this for so long. Like honestly, I'm glad you brought it up to Jackson, because then he brought it up to me, and then I decided to get this all of us together to talk about this. But I'm surprised you didn't bring it up until now, like of how uncomfortable
Oh,
you were feeling around him, especially on
yeah.
stream.
I mean, the emotional abuse thing, like him yelling at me and stuff, I needed some time to myself. I didn't want to tell you guys right away because of how hurt I was from that. So that's why I didn't tell you that right away. But yeah,
Um,
I yeah.
can I need to give my thoughts on this. I like two things.
All
I
right.
need to say. First off, I just want to say for all of us, I think this is very devastating news for all of us, obviously, because you know, this person's been in our group for a while. He's been on plenty of our streams and stuff, and then he just goes out and does this shit. And the worst part. Okay, well, not the worst part. Well, there are two worst parts about it. The first part that really makes me angry is the fact that he just casually wanted to come back into the group after he blocked all of us and called us acquaintances and said that he always hated us. Like, are you serious, bro? You think we're gonna literally just let you back into the group after that? Just let it happen and forget about it? No. Like, you think I'm just gonna? God damn, I cannot. I cannot breathe. Anyways, as I was saying, like he just wanted to come back into the group, like nothing happened, and move on from it. And I didn't. I didn't want to. I wanted him to apologize for that, which he never did. By the way, he never formally apologized for that incident, which really pissed me off. And then he
Yeah.
tried to make me out to be the villain and say I was being pissy about it, even though, what, like, I have a reason to be pissy. You fucking insulted me and disgraced me and treated me like a piece of garbage. Like, you serious, bro? You literally treated me like our friendship meant nothing, even though it did mean something. At least to me, apparently. Apparently, it did it to you, or any of us,
Yeah,
actually, for that matter.
he said the same thing to me, like us playing Roblox together and all that. He said that's none of that was real, and that I was an acquaintance to him this whole time,
Yeah.
and that he
And
hated everything about me, even though we got into a relationship. Like, that relationship meant nothing to him apparently, and he
yeah.
didn't learn a thing from it.
And apparently, like Brendan never said anything to me like towards like the end of our friendship. It's like he could have like said like he didn't. He said something to both of you, which honestly is kind of fucked up. But also, he just he okay. Before I continue on with this here, before he just never said anything to me because apparently he just decided to go out and just not say anything to me and just go all silent on me and just block me for no reason. So
Dude. And then, okay. Jesus Christ, dude.
okay,
Another thing that
Anyhow.
actually made me break up with him was that how much he was forcing me to do things. Like,
okay, yeah,
yeah. Like,
I get it.
he was the one that said, "You're not allowed to play Geometry Dash anymore." Like, he forced me to stop playing even though I actually enjoyed the game. He
Yeah,
forced me to wear the specific avatar on Roblox when I didn't want to wear it. He forced me to do all of these different things when I didn't want to. So that was another thing
Oh.
why we broke up.
yeah.
And you know
Okay,
what's crazy? He admitted
what?
that on video one time. That
Mm,
whole situation with him not wanting. And you want to know why that is? It's because
why?
it was because of me. Apparently, because I celebrated so hard at Geometry Dash and screamed at the top of my lungs when I beat a level. That's why he didn't want Kit Kat to play. So I can add some context to that situation. That's why.
Okay,
So sorry, Kit Kat. All right. I have something. All right. So we're back to the video. I have something to say right now that I want to say right now. And this is very important to this whole video or discussion, basically.
okay,
So, as I know, okay, I know this for a fact. I know what I'm about to say is a fact. Brandon never, ever would have said something about this. He would have never came clean about this. That's the thing that really gets me. He would have never came clean about this at all. And I know he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have come clean about it. You know? He would have kept it a
yeah,
secret forever because he already kept it a secret for like months on end. And just, and the thing, he would have never revealed it until Kit Kat told us eventually, which, yeah. And also, that's the thing. He only treated Kit Kat this way by controlling every part of her life, but not any of us. Not
yeah,
me, not Joe, not Ella, not Chris, not Joshua, not Indiana, not even Massimo. None of us. He specifically targeted Kit Kat, and that's what pisses me off the most. And then on top of that, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, I remember him mentioning to me at one point that his past relationships, it was always his fault, like for something. Like one time it was for like something sexual that he did that the girl was uncomfortable. Another thing was like forcing her to do things and a bunch of other stuff. And apparently I guess he hasn't learned from that, and that is why he did it to me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, Brandon is Brandon. So yeah, if you're watching this, Brandon, if you're watching this video, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I do not say this very often. And
Yeah.
usually when I have a friend, I'm very loyal to them. But you have dealt my hand at this point. I'm going to
Yeah.
say it to you. You are a fucking piece of shit. And I don't give a shit about you anymore. Huh? And you know what? Since you told me that you hoped that I have a shitty life along with Chris, you know what? How about you have a shitty life? You fucking pervert. I mean, honestly, you think it's okay to treat women that way? Or anyone that way for that matter? And then, you know, and then obviously, and then you're a fucking coward on top of that because you said you always hated us because the jokes got out of hand, but you never told us that. You never told us that once. You never told us, hey, I don't like, I don't, he said he's always hated us. He never told us that before. He could have
No, we do not.
prevented our friendship from going this far until he told us. But no, he kept it a secret, just like he kept the whole Kit Kat situation a secret. He kept everything a secret to make himself look good. Also, on his YouTube channel, he made a video where he sung to Kit Kat, which was a nice thing to do. But I'm betting $1,000,000 he did that just to look good in front of other people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely ridiculous. Disgusting behavior. Disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Anything to say?
Honestly, Jackson, you took all the words right out of my mouth. So honestly, it's like with the whole technically keeping this a secret thing. It's like I'm willing to with this whole okay. So the whole drama with me and this kind of reminds me of the whole drama with me and Mr. Businesses kind of thing. It's like it's like with both of us. I got a hand with that and whatnot because I was I was going nuts with him, and then I wouldn't stop making videos on him. But one thing that I changed about that is that I learned not to do that to people, and I've learned to control myself, and I've learned to do all that. And I've never been in a relationship, but I've learned to actually control myself and control everything that I'm doing when I'm online and whatnot. So technically, that's one thing major that is the difference between me and Brendan, in this current situation. So,
Right. And I honestly, Joe, I will admit, you have made mistakes and you've done things that I didn't like personally, okay?
yeah,
To be completely honest with you, you've done things that I found questionable. But none of the stuff you have done even comes close to what Brandon did. What he did is disgusting. I mean, he tried to make himself out to be this good guy who is a good integral part of the group. But no. Truthfully, what he actually was just this manipulative liar who controlled Kit Kat so that she wouldn't say anything about it. And then, and you know what's crazy to think? So what he did was he would go into a call with Kit Kat, be abusive towards her, and then get into a call with us with Kit Kat sometimes and sometimes not, and just act like a good person. Like he would just switch calls and just be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And then act like a decent person then. but when he was with Kit Kat, he was a complete jerk.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, of like all the times that, Brendan's been hanging out with all of us, it's like, he's always been this like, cool, calm and collective type of guy. And it's like, we'd always like say jokes to him, but it's like behind the scenes, like you said, Jackson, like behind the scenes, like he was like more angry. He's gone out of control, and it's like no wonder why Kit Kat decided to break up with him, because he's out of control.
Yeah,
He is.
and he has had his moments on stream where he has gotten mad at all of us, but not as much as when he got mad at specifically just me. So
Yeah, and it's like I find it stupid how he specifically aimed towards you, Kit Kat, and not at like anyone else. But he all he did was just aim specifically towards you, and not and like he kept it hidden like for all this time, and then just decide to, and then like as soon as Brendan like did whatever he did to make you like say all this stuff now, then I think that's when your like trigger finally went off, and then you just decide to come out about this, and then say something to Jackson, which then led to like him saying to me and whatnot, and what led to all this. So
Yeah. And another thing that I want to mention actually about this whole situation, and this is actually the sad part. So he claimed in his message that his mental is weak, like his mental health is weak right now. And on top of that, I want to say right now, he would on call sometimes self-harm himself or threaten to self-harm himself.
yeah, I got a lot of that too. Like, yeah,
I've seen a couple of that on stream. Yeah,
he did that.
he's threatened me a few times. Like, if you don't stop your behavior right now, I'm gonna hurt myself or I'm gonna kill myself. And I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong, bro. Like, what's going on?
Dude, I'm starting to believe he just does that to get control. Again, you know what? That's the thing about Brandon. He seems to like to mediate everything, every situation and everything. He seems to like to control everyone. Like, oh, you can't make this joke, or oh, you can't do this, or you can't do that. Oh, Jackson, you can't make this joke. You know what I mean? He always wants to mediate the situation. He always wants to be in control of everything. He never lets anyone just be themselves. And honestly, that started to really get on my nerves, especially towards the end of our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
How he just tried to mediate everything. You know what I mean?
And especially what I've noticed now that I'm realizing it, when Jackson, when you and me were making those dick sucking jokes towards Brendan, he got pissed off at that at us for making those dick sucking jokes, when clearly those are just jokes. We didn't mean it. We were just joking. We didn't mean to hurt him in any way. But apparently to him, he wanted to control us to not say those jokes, apparently.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there was this whole situation. And you know what? It's kind of the same thing with the Chris situation. Now that I think about that whole situation with Brandon Kit Kat, he also tried to mediate the situation. And when he doesn't get control, he just acts like a toddler. And he blocked you and Chris that night. I remember he tried to mediate the situation. Again, another perfect example of him trying to mediate the situation. And when he doesn't, he just completely falls apart. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then
it's like, me and Chris at that moment were where we just having like fun with doing that. But then it's like, we're just joking. But then I guess like Brendan took it out of hand. So
I knew it was a joke, so that's why I didn't get mad at y'all.
Yeah, it's like, Kit Kat, you didn't try and stop us. You didn't try and do anything. But it was Brendan Brendan was the one who tried to stop us. Brendan blocked both me and Chris. Brendan did all of that, and then Kit Kat, you didn't do anything to stop us, and you were just letting us have our fun. So
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I mean, to be completely honest with you, that's always going to be the thing with me. But yeah, and then there's another time. Remember that time that I tried to bring you on a call with Brandon? You both got mad at me. Now, admittedly, that was my fault, I will say. But again, Brandon didn't. He stopped me from like talking and stuff. He wanted to control me. He didn't even want to listen to my side and stuff. He just got
Yeah.
pissed at me.
Yeah, he wanted me ever since I started talking to Chris again. He was saying he was telling me block him right now, stop talking to him, all this other stuff, and I couldn't even say my side of the story. Like I could even say that I forgave him, or I couldn't even say that I moved on from that whole situation. I couldn't say anything. He just kept on saying block him, block him, block him. I don't trust him. So it doesn't mean I don't trust him. I trust him.
And I mean,
Yeah.
Joe. And I mean, Joe. You don't. And Joe, I know you're not on the best terms with Chris either, but you're not trying to control us by telling us
Yeah.
to be friends with Chris.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
It's like me and Chris aren't on the best of terms. It's like, yes, but you don't see me saying not to be friends with him. You don't see me saying to like controlling you on who you should and shouldn't be friends with. You guys aren't seeing that. Like honestly, I don't care who you guys are friends with, just as long as they don't treat you with like the same amount of stuff that Brendan did, like with like treating you like you don't matter or whatnot, then honestly, I don't care who you're friends with. Just as long as they don't treat you like the way Brendan treated Kit Kat. Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's the major thing. All the stuff that, I mean, you know what I realized as well?
what?
I feel like he made me feel like a shitty person, even though I wasn't in the wrong. I felt like I was in the wrong for that whole dick sucking joke situation. Now I kind of realize, no, I really wasn't.
Yeah. And it's like, like, okay. And when I made the Justin Bieber and Harry Styles joke, when I said that he looked like that, I kept on repeating the same joke over and over. All you guys knew it was a joke, but I guess at some point, he like sometimes somewhat I guess at some point just snapped, and then just I guess he just didn't like those jokes anymore. So I don't. It's like I kept saying those jokes because they were funny. Like I'm not like honestly.
You're not trying to say it in a bullying way or anything like that. You were just making that joke. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing about Brandon. To be honest, he
yeah,
cannot take a joke either. It's
yeah,
it's a huge issue that has been exfoliated for a long time it's just been a large issue with him for a long time that has been on full display to you guys. Like, and again, and then I realized when we were trying to have fun in the Minecraft world, again, he tried to control the situation when we were just trying to have fun. You know what? And maybe that, honestly, that may have been our only look into how he treated Kit Kat, like when we were playing Minecraft. Like, he just controlled the
yeah.
situation. Again,
Oh, okay, okay. I think Jackson, with what you just said, with the Minecraft world, that may like what you just said, that may have, like you said, that may have been our first, like one of the few times we got to see the true side of Brendan, but we just didn't really notice it until like around this time. It's like we didn't really notice that was one of the few times we get to see his true side when like those true side slipped out, and we didn't really notice it until I didn't really notice it until like right as you were saying that. Like honestly,
yeah, yeah, that's true. But yeah, he tried to control the situation, and it made me feel like a shitty person. And now I just realized Brandon was just dragging me down constantly. And I think he was dragging us all down. And that's the big thing. And look, Joe, even though you're not on the best terms with Chris, let's admit, did he ever drag you down as much as Brandon did? No.
Yeah, I was literally with Chris, and even though me and Chris never really talked much, Chris never really brought me down, and it's like honestly, I'm willing to allow Chris to hang out with us again, even though me and him aren't the best of terms. I'm still willing to talk with Chris about this and try and fix our situation with each other. Like
All right.
honestly, I'm willing to do that with Chris, but with Brendan, I don't think this will ever be fixed with him. Like honestly, this situation with Brendan, I don't think it's gonna be ever fixed. So
Dude, there's no way you can't fix him. I don't think there's a way you can't fix him. He's like Dominic. You can't fix him. Like there's just no
yeah,
way you can fix somebody like that. He's in the same category as Dominic. And that's not a good what's the word for it? It's not a good, place to be. When you're in the same category as Dominic, then you're screwed. Like there's literally no helping Brandon.
yep.
And it's the same thing with Dominic that you just can't change.
Yeah,
Like those are
it's
two people you
like
just can't
yeah,
change.
yeah. And it's like what's it? I gotta admit, I've done some stupid things. Jackson, you've done some stupid things. Kick has done some stupid things. But honestly, they're not as stupid as what Brendan did. Like honestly,
Like, we don't go overboard and get, like, angry. We don't go overboard on being angry. We calm down after a little bit or whatever and say, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry I did this, blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
And everything's fine.
yeah. And it's
Well,
like and it's like those jokes that Mossman makes about me. All those fat jokes that Mossman makes on me. It's like I know those are jokes. I know they're specifically towards me. So, and it's like I don't get mad at those jokes. I don't get mad at I don't go out of my way to bully Massimo for that. It's like I get it. Those are jokes, and it's like yes, he throws some at me, and it's like okay, and I tend to try and throw some back at him. So it's like we throw jokes at each other, but I guess Brendan, like we threw jokes at Brendan, but I guess to Brendan we were like throwing too much at him, and then he was like, he didn't have anything really to throw back, so it's like he was like basically basically everyone he was getting hit with all these jokes, but he didn't have anything to throw back, so it's like basically he was basically cornered there.
yeah.
And
And
he also. Oh,
I was
go
like,
ahead.
and you know what? I don't like this term. There's a there's a word that describes Brandon very well that I just thought about. And you know what it is?
What?
Control freak. He is a control freak.
Yeah.
Perfect word to describe him. No other
Mhm.
word.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
And
what were you saying?
he also told me at one point, or well, it was the other day, but that to him it seemed like none of us cared about him in the group. Like he felt targeted every time. Like he's told me several times, like, look, every time I go on the stream or whatever, I feel targeted. Like nobody else is getting targeted but me. And this is getting out of hand. I don't like it. I hate this all. I feel like none of you guys care about me.
Even though
So,
that is the complete opposite of true, because we tried to help him many times with his mental issues, but yet he just doesn't care, and then gives us basically a fucking huge middle finger by blocking all of us, insulting all of us, slandering our names, and then casually coming back into the group 8 hours later. And you know what? That was the final straw for me. When he came back, I was done. I could not do it
Yeah.
anymore with him. I was so
Yeah.
tired of him at that point, like everything. So I just decided I'm gonna go off on him. And you know what's crazy? He said, and as I mentioned, he said earlier that he hopes me and Chris and Kit Kat have fucking bad lives, and then he just left the call. That's what he said before he left. That's the
And,
last thing I ever
and
heard him say.
and did he ever say anything about me during that whole call or what?
he
No.
he messaged me about you actually. So, he said, "I don't care about Joe anymore. I don't care if I'm his friend or anything like that. I don't care if he leaves the group. Like, I just don't care about him anymore, is pretty much what he said.
Wow. He doesn't care if I leave the group, but it's like, he should know that, like, like, we all have our moments where we're all, like, scared or upset or about something. And it's like he should have known that, like, like when he said, okay, now I still have the messages from what he said with me about like 2 days ago. And then he said, okay, he said that you and everyone else that he wanted, there was a streamer going on and that you guys wanted me on it. And then I asked him why, of course, and then he said that you need to talk about something. And then I asked if I did something to upset him. And he said yes. Like, what upset them? And he said, like, I don't know why I did to upset you guys. I think he was trying to get in my head. And then, I asked, what did I even do to upset you guys? And he just said to get on the streamer and I'll find out. And it's like, that's not a good reason for me to join the streamer. I didn't know what I did. And it says, I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do or say.
That was actually what it was about. Remember when you said the situation with you and Chris? That's actually what it was about.
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't know what was going on. It's like, he didn't tell me specifically. And then, and I think, and he was trying to get me to join in. And then, I guess it was we were talking about Chris a little bit. And then, and then, it's like, and then after that, the last thing that Brendan sent to me was a face palm thing, was like face palms, and then that's it. That's the final message he sent to me. But, and then that was it. And then, really, that's it. And then, that's when me and Brendan stopped talking. Me and Chris are still, like, added to each other, but we don't ever, like, talk really that much, so...
Yeah, but yeah.
Another thing
What? Oh no, you say it. You say it.
Mine is quick, actually. So another thing that he mentioned was that he wanted you to. So with the whole thing about you joining the StreamYard and all that, he wanted you to join it that night, and that is why he said that he didn't care like what happens on Thursday and all that. He wanted the answer that night and not wait till Thursday.
Being impatient.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I didn't, know, what was going to go on if I joined in. So that's why I was scared to join, because I did not know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if Brendan was going to go, go on full-on psycho mode on me and just, start yelling. I didn't know what he was going to say. I didn't know nothing. So that's why I said I didn't want to join, is because I didn't know what he was going to say. So that's why I didn't join. I think that was the best choice that I did, is to not join the call. So
yeah, to be honest with you, Joe, sorry about that, by the way. Sorry about the whole situation. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, looking back, it's probably better that you didn't join. It probably would have been a huge disaster anyways. So you may have actually done the right thing there.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking back, I think you made the right decision. So overall, guys, this whole situation we're in is awful. It is terrible. It really just shows that, we try our best to keep the community clean, but unfortunately, one slip between the cracks, and that's what happens sometimes.
And I guess I'm going to have to edit the Google Docs now that I made and count Brendan as an exiled member, because he currently is no longer in the group. So I'm going to have to take his name and remove it, and then put him in the exiled members group. And should we add Chris back into the group, into the current members group, or should we keep him in the exiled members? Like, should we add Chris back into the group? It's up to you guys. Because
you said you wanted to fix stuff with him, right?
yeah, I wanted that we could, yeah.
I guess so then.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna add him back into the thing, but now we're back to 3 members. And Ella just texted me saying that once the video's done, if she can join, I'm gonna tell her, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So honestly, that's pretty much about this whole drama. Like 45 minutes of us just talking about this whole drama.
Yeah.
And okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask Ella if she wants to join into this video and say a few things about Brendan that she,
Hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna pause the video and then I'm gonna see if Ella would want to join the video and see if she wants to say a few things about Brendan for this video. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, after the second pause, we got Ella in here. So,
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So, Ella, you got any stuff about Brendan that you want to say that you've experienced with him throughout this whole drama?
Well, first I want to say, yeah, I need to think real quickly here. Yeah, no, sorry. I need to think real quickly here, but yes, I do have some stuff.
All right, because me, Ella, and Jackson have already.
Ella,
You mean me?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying to get serious here. Anyways,
Joe.
can I get serious here? Come on.
All right.
Guess I'm Ella now.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you're me now.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
Never mind. Let's get serious here. Let's get serious
Yeah,
here.
okay.
I'll get serious with you, Joe. Ooh. Anyways.
Ella, say the stuff about Brendan that you want to talk about before we end the video here in just a few minutes.
All right. Well, I hope it's nothing that that was already said before on this video. So I'm actually gonna say in the private chat to you, Kit Kat, or to you guys. So before I say it out loud.
Yeah, I'll whenever you send it in the private chat.
And if it's approved, then I can say it. Just say if it's approved or not.
Yeah, I'll look at it, and then I'll look at it and see what's going on. But whatever.
We may have already talked about it, but who knows?
Yeah, we may have already talked. We may have already talked about it, but it's not a bad thing to talk about it again. Like.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say yesterday Wednesday because I'm sure that was already talked about. So
Yeah. Yesterday's thing was like or like a day or like a couple days ago or something like that.
Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday's thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Jackson mentioned this, but did Jackson mention the part where he said to Brendan on the call yesterday that he needs to control his emotions or whatever?
I don't think Jackson's mentioned that.
Yeah, well, Jackson said that to Brendan, and then Brendan started yelling at him, saying, "Don't tell me to control my emotions." And we're all like, "Well, Brendan, it's kind of the truth. You kind of need to, and that's part of reality. It's the truth. It's not a lie." And then fast forward a little bit after he leaves, when Chris came into the call, Brendan calls me on the phone, not on Discord, but on actual the phone. And I told him the same exact thing that Jackson said. I said, "Brendan, you need to control your emotions a little bit." And he didn't get upset about that. He was like, "Okay." He didn't go off on me like he did with Jackson.
Alright, I sent something in the private chat. Hopefully
Okay.
Kit Kat or you guys never really got to see
Okay.
it.
Oh, we didn't mention that.
Yeah. We didn't talk about that. So
So that's the proof, right?
yeah. So go ahead. Explain what happened with you, Kit Kat, and Brendan on the first collab stream.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So I can explain that. Thank you. At least I can. So anyways, yeah, me and Kit Kat, I think it was it was on a Friday that we did this, right?
Yeah.
I forgot what day, but when we planned this collab stream, but it was my first time doing a collab stream, believe it or not.
Oh, it was 4 weeks ago.
Oh, 4 weeks ago. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. 4 weeks ago, we did my first collab stream with her, and I wanted to try it out and all that. So this person that I don't even know who it was, but commented on my live chat. What was the person's name? Remember?
I don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name either, but he was commenting, because, wait, so Brendan got mad about something about a game or something that he was playing?
Let me go back on the actual thing, because I could actually say what the person actually said.
Yeah, why don't you say the person? Yeah.
I don't think I was there for that. Like,
oh, and I forgot about. Okay, I'll
you
mention something about that stream as well after she explains. Okay, so
yeah. You go first, and you can tell what that person said, and then I'll continue.
I don't know exactly I don't know what the person actually said, because I can't go back on the live chat that far. But it was something that Brendan misunderstood, and he thought that he was getting called a name that the person wasn't getting wasn't calling him. He was just saying like a No, I remember what it was. So Brendan got upset about something on Doors, because he was playing Doors at the time, and the person was like, but it was like something on the lines of, "What the fuck is going on?" and all that, and he added something else to it. And Brendan thought that he was calling him a name or whatever, which wasn't what was going on. He was just asking what was going on.
Yeah. And then
Brendan started to... Oh, you could go ahead.
Sorry. Oh yeah, let me explain this part. Yeah, you're never gonna guess what Brendan did. After that moment,
what did he do?
He started yelling on the live stream.
He was telling me, Ella, everybody to shut up and all this other stuff.
He was telling us to shut up. Like no joke, on the live stream, like he was telling us to shut up, basically, and for no reason. And also, but this guy honestly wasn't trying to be mean to him. He was just like, I think he was just concerned about why he was upset. You know, that's all he was doing.
I was trying to explain to Brendan, look, you just misunderstood what he was saying. He wasn't calling you a name or anything like that. He was just asking what was wrong because you got upset. But he kept on not understanding that, and he continued to yell at us.
And it got bad to almost a point where we almost ended the stream.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we almost and that yeah, I guess that's what happens on my first collab stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
and another thing I can actually mention about that stream because something else did happen. So Jackson joins the live stream and he was playing Minecraft or whatever. And we got on the topic of drugs and how Jackson takes drugs and all that. I made the comment or the joke saying, Jackson, I would love to join you on drugs, like in a joking way, not like seriously. I would join him on drugs, but
Oh
and
yeah,
then Brendan,
and then Brendan got very like.
and then Brendan said, Kit Kat, if you don't do drugs, then I'll be happy. But if you do drugs, I'm gonna unadd you, not be your friend anymore, and remove contact from you forever if you do that. And I'm like, bro, this is just a joke. Like, can't you understand?
Yeah, it's just a joke. Like, come on, he can't. Well, he can't take jokes seriously anyway. So.
Yeah, honestly. Jackson, what do you gotta say about this, bro?
Jackson disappeared.
Well, all I gotta say is maybe taking some marijuana would be good for him because it would calm his nerves every once in a fucking while.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, honestly, if Brendan actually took some marijuana and a little bit of weed, then maybe he'd be able to, comprehend and get that mind working of his. So, honestly, that's honestly what Brendan should do. So.
I think I'm gonna send 15 pounds to him tomorrow.
Okay, all right. But I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I don't care because this is the drama video talking about Brandon. So, yeah. Okay. And honestly, from what I've seen, from what all you guys told me about Brendan, and from what all you guys have said, and from what I've seen of this whole situation, I don't think Brendan is going to be able to join. I don't think Brendan's going to be able to join back into the group anytime soon, because of what he did. I don't think Brendan will be able to be friends with us again because he's way too fucking crazy to actually deal with. And then with all the stuff he did to Kit Kat and all the stuff that he's said towards Jackson, me, and all of us, and all the stuff he said, and done towards us, I don't think Brendan should come back into the group. I think Brendan is technically exiled from the group at this point. So.
Yeah.
Well, not technically.
What?
He is exiled from the group. That's the way to put it.
Yeah.
He is exiled.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Brendan,
say it.
Yeah. Brendan is exiled from the group, and I don't think he's gonna be not exiled from the group anytime soon because of all the shit that he pulled with all of us.
Guys,
what?
Before we end this, I want to say one thing that I'm a little bit worried about in terms of Brandon, and I'm kind of worried that he's going to kill himself or seriously harm himself.
And what makes you say that?
I mean, Joe, you've seen him when
I have, but it's like if he sees this, I don't even know if he's gonna like. What makes you think? Like, I know you're worried about Brendan, with that, but what makes you think he's gonna kill himself over if he sees this? Like, if he sees this,
No, I don't mean if he sees this. I just mean in general. I think he said it himself. His mental weak, and I don't know how much. I don't know how much this situation is affecting him. As a whole.
I mean, he did comment on my video, my last Scarathon video, which I got rid of all the comments because he doesn't need to be on there. But he actually said that he understands that all of us don't want him to be a part of the group anymore and all that, and that he's very sorry apparently for what he did, and he said you guys are better off without me, and that is okay. So
Well,
Yeah.
well, he got one thing right, at least.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
message to Brandon before this video ends. All I want to say to you is just do better, please. And hopefully, whenever you get into a next friend group or not, just do a better job at being a good person. You know, and that's all I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah, and and even if you do change, there's a chance you're not gonna get added back into this group since you've been exiled for all the shit that you pulled. So, yeah,
So we'll see what happens. But for now,
yeah,
Brandon, this is the end. I do want to say we did have some good times together, admittedly, but you were just too controlling, man. I'm sorry.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But anyways, I think we should end. It's been 1 hour. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. I told you I probably would make it too long, so let's just end it.
Okay, I know. I know. In that last second, Alec got cut off during her sentence when I paused the video or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, this is the whole drama with Brendan and exposing him for it, and yeah, and my message to you, Brendan, if you are seeing this, uh, good luck trying to find a better friend group. Good luck trying to find a friend group that will actually handle your ass. And if you do try to come back into this friend group, just, you know, just don't come back into this friend group until for at least a few months, maybe even a year. But if you do change, but if you don't change, don't bother coming in at all because of all the shit you pulled. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a really long video. It's one of the longest ones I've done in a while. And yeah, and be sure to like and subscribe, or as Kit Kat would always say, be sure to like the subscribe button and do whatever you need to show this video some support and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my outro. And then, okay. So, okay. Now here is Kit Kat herself.
Okay, so a little message to Brendan, which is good luck out there. I mean, I hope you find some help, maybe some more therapy, to kind of help you with your mental health, because I know it's been decreasing lately, and I'm sure this has impacted you a lot. But you need to find some help. I'm not saying it in a mean way. I genuinely want you to, but you could do whatever you want in your life. I'm not going to force you or anything. But I can't speak. Good luck out there, and I hope you find a new friend group that can handle you, like Joe said. And yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video. Like the subscribe button. I'm sure Joe's not forcing you to, but and then also like the subscribe button, and subscribe the like button, and Joe is just laughing. Okay, and of course smash the notification bell like you would if you were punching your window that hard to the point that it breaks. And I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever time you're watching this video. And I'm sure we will all see you in the next video. Peace.
All right. And the next one to do their outro is Jaxayon or Jackson or Jacksonian or Jackass Chesney.
I knew you were gonna say that, but anyhow, so message to Brandon, or Brandon the Heavy Gamer 380, as he's known on YouTube as. I just want to tell you something. You you made a huge mistake. All right. And to be honest, as Kit Kat said, you need to find some help, man. You need to find some help. And of course, please don't hurt yourself or anything. It's not the way to go. You know, you gotta get some help, and you know, you gotta move on with your life. And I still do hope the best for you in life, despite everything we said about you in this video. I said it about you in this video. I still hope the best for you. I hope you get some help and eventually be able to, get better and improve as a person. But if you can't, well, then I guess this is the end for us. And I just want to say, Brandon, you lost a loyal friend. You know, if this wouldn't have happened, I would still be your friend, and I would be your friend forever. You know, so you made a huge mistake. But yeah, so final message to Brandon: just do better and get some help, and don't kill yourself or hurt yourself or anything. All right. Anyways, that's what I want to say to Brandon.
Okay. And all right. And the last person to add in here is Ella.
All right. Well, I know I came in the last minute, obviously, but I do want to say a message to Brendan, of course, myself too, since everyone else sent theirs. So, Brendan, like what everyone else said, just try to do better, obviously, and obviously get some therapy, and hopefully, you can get better in life. We all wish you the best of luck. Obviously, we don't want you to kill yourself, like what Jackson said, and just because of what's been, just because of what happened yesterday and all that, we don't want you to kill yourself, but we want you to get better. And like what Joe said, hopefully you find a better friend group, and maybe if you change, like they said. But we'll see how it goes in near future, I guess. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, but Brendan, just do well out there, and I still wish you the best of luck, and hopefully, oh great, can't, hopefully, your life will get better. There, that's my message to you. And to end and for the outro, thank you for watching this video. And as Kit Kat said, subscribe the like button, or like the subscribe button. And we'll definitely see you guys in Joe's next video. And I know this was one, so I'm gonna make a very short outro. So peace out, everyone, and bye.
All right. Well, I know this may be the bad time to do this, but Jacksepticeye, could you please do the honors for this, Jacksepticeye?
So much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch the like button in the face like a boss, and high fives all round. Whoosh, whoosh. Well, thank you guys, and I will see all your dudes.
Thank you, Jack. Anyway, let's say our final goodbyes. I'll say our goodbyes at the same time. Ready?
Bye.
Bye. Come on.
Bye,
Shout
everybody.
out to the villager.
No.
Go
I
to
know.
the